Welcome to another mini kit Monday 4for4 series video. This video is for layout number 2. As you can see here, I have the 7x12 in the wood grain, this 6x6 in the small dark leaf, and the third paper is the 1.5x12. And here I have, for this set, I have that green floral. I also have the other set, which I already pulled out a photograph for, and this one calls for the daisies, the Target paper, and also the green plaid 1.5x12 piece of paper. So I do have some stuff that I pulled out for these two layouts, or these two sets of layout. This layout I already picked out a photograph. I haven't picked out things for this quite yet because I'll be undertaking this project first, and this is the one I'm going to be working on right off the bat. So I did pull out several photographs because it is going to be a multi-photo layout and also a double page layout, and I'll show you in just a minute what I'm going to do in order to make this spread throughout 2 pages. So as you can see, I have several photographs. I have 4 in the landscape mode and 2 in the portrait mode. So I'm gonna end cap these photographs on both. I'm putting it out here like you can see this way. So I'm putting it over here, but I am going to spread it out across 2 pages, so it'll probably be looking more like this. And then these are going to meet in the middle, and then I'm going to put these kind of like end posts or goal posts because it's a football game. To remedy the paper situation, I already pre-pulled these craft cardstock papers, and I don't know which ones I'm going to do, whether I'm going to make a mat with the orange or the cardstock as the mat and then put an orange paper on top, or the opposite. I think I'm going to end up doing this to both, and I'll probably gut out the orange paper just in case, and then I'll be using these 3 pieces of pattern paper that we cut for our 4for4 series. Oh, I'm missing one. These. And then I have already decided that I'm going to use one of my bonus sheets, and it's going to be this one. And what I'm going to do with this, actually, I might not even have to, because I know that I already fussy cut some of these flowers out previously from the other sheet from this paper pad. So I'm going to be right back, and I'm going to see if I do have these fussy cut already, and if I do, I'm going to bring them in and not have to cut into this paper. The other things that I decided that I'm going to challenge myself into using are these 2 shaker pockets. One has a directional compass, and then the other one has this phrase that says explore more, and I think both of them are appropriate for the photographs because they were on a trip to see a Virginia Tech football game, which was one of my brother-in-law's dreams, to go see one of their college football games. I am also going to try to use these florals. Any of these products, if I use them, great. I'm going to really try to get those on there. If I don't use any of the other products, that's fine for me as well. Florals, some paper clips, some of these foam glitter sticker leaves, some of these brads or buttons, and then of course I'm going to go through the die cuts in the cardstock stickers or in my die cut notebook to go ahead and see if I can use them. I think I also pulled out a chipboard, and I also have in mind, I pulled out these 2 and a camera that I'm thinking about using, maybe this rosette, and I did think about wanting to bring in some of this washi. So that's what I have in mind from the kit. I've already kind of pre-shopped it, and since I do have a lot of things, I wanted to kind of laser focus into some of the things that I haven't attempted to use yet, like these 2. I know I've already used this and this because of the fact that I already put washi, and that's letting me know that I've used some of these items. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and grab those fussy cut flowers and put you on fast forward. So I did manage to mess this cardstock up because I went, after I gutted it, I went to look in the paper pack for another orange paper, which I thought I had, and I didn't. So instead I ended up using this craft cardstock and this maroon type of color, which ended up working in the end because their photographs have that similar type of burgundy or reddish, like a reddish brown type of color, and orange in the what is it, the team colors. I so don't know about football. So here I went ahead also and told myself not to put any tape on the 4th side of that paper, and I ended up doing it anyway, which really doesn't matter. There's not really I'm not really missing out or wasting a lot of product there, and I decided to mat these photographs, which ended up looking a lot better. I only did 2 in the orange, and then I did 2 in the maroon and 2 in the white, just because of I wanted to use up as much of the paper as I could, and it ended up working out really well. It brings a variety of mats to the layout, and it kind of helps them stand out in a way, because I did put 2 of the maroon on opposite ends, and then the 2 white matted photographs, excuse me, on opposite ends, and then the 2 tall ones that were portrait I ended up putting on opposite ends of the pages as well. So each of them got one set of colored mats, and then the others were on the second page. I hope that made sense. I'm using my T-square ruler to make sure that it's relatively straight, and I wanted to put it in the middle of the layout as well. Now, one thing I ended up messing up on, which wasn't on purpose, I didn't choose not to use it, I wanted to, and it got put aside, and it ended up getting lost in the fray until I realized that I didn't use all 3 of my papers set out for this layout. But not a problem, and not to fear. There are no real set rules to this 4x4. Aside from, if you don't use the paper, you can use it onto your next layout, which is what I ended up doing anyway. So it worked out in the end. I just wish I would have used it the way that I had intended to. What I wanted to do was kind of end cap the green and the burgundy washi on the ends of the wood grain, and kind of have some of that dark leaf, which was a 6x6 square. I was planning to cut it in half and kind of bookend the top and the bottom of those patterned papers all together. I didn't end up doing that, and I ended up scalloping the green floral paper with a star scallop border from the punch outs from American Crafts. And then I did end up using a burgundy and gold geometric washi tape, and I believe it's from Auburn Lane. I wasn't planning on backing the backs of the shaker card, but since it had the 2 pieces of pattern paper going through part of the shaker, it was a bit distracting, and so I backed them up with that red color. It just brings more color to the layout, and it also helps the emblems on the front of the shaker card stand out more. So here I found this Go Go Go, which wasn't in my mini kit Monday, but I saw it right at the corner out of my eye from Fancy Pants. It's ephemera from Fancy Pants from the family. Ooh, it's covered up. Family. I'm trying to look for the name. Sorry for the crinkling. Family and Company. That's from Fancy Pants, and that's where I found that Go Go Go. The yellow, the blue, and the red just seem to really be cohesive with this page. Now, thankfully, I did have pre-cut pieces to that Simple Stories page that I said I was going to fussy cut. I saved myself quite a bit of time because I didn't have to fussy cut them out. I had already done a page with all of these fussy cut, and I was going to put them in my composition notebook, and I ended up using them. I ended up using most of them, which is great. I didn't think I was going to be able to, but it all worked out in the end. So here you see me adhering the other part of the second page of the 2 double page layout. That's a mouthful. And it's pretty much symmetrical to the left hand side of the page, with the exception of the embellishments, which I think gives it a little bit more movement, if you will. And I did try and put in as many of these florals as I could, just because there isn't a pattern on the craft cardstock. For me, more is more, and I wanted to make sure that all of the layout had a lot of fun things to look at, as well as the photographs, but I also like adding those little details either by texture or layering, like these little tassels that I had put in my mini kit Monday. I'm really glad that I put them in because I really wasn't sure where I was going to use them, but I think they called for the page, or they're appropriate for the layout, because I was going to say that games are fun, and you know, the streamers reminded me kind of like of cheerleaders and pom-poms, and they cheer, and it's something festive to be at and to celebrate.
for your team, and so I thought they were appropriate, and they went really well with the layout. So here I'm just finally putting in the final touches. I am using bits of the insides of the O's for dimensional stickers, kind of like in place of using enamel dots. I didn't think I was gonna use these little square stickers, the litter flat stickers, because I rarely use these, and so I thought this was an appropriate time to bring them in since I do have a lot of gold elements in the page, in the double page layout. I decided that I could use these, and I put Blacksburg, Virginia in one of the titles that you saw on the left hand side, and then on the bottom hand side it said VTech home game. So those are the details that I added. You can see the touching the tassel there, and I added the title, or I'm sorry, the place where it took and the date. And I did use several things like chipboard and that the felt title, the dimensional things like the shaker cards and the tassel, and that chipboard camera came in handy as well. And then I had a lot of the flatter elements but that I used repeatedly, which were the fussy cut flowers. And they sure added a lot of motion, I think, or they just kept your eye going around because you could see them all over the place. I like the little touches that I added in the middle of the layout where I double-ended some of the floral effects, and that was the end of my layout. I hope you enjoyed, and don't forget to check out the other ladies in the Mini Kit Monday group. We have Becky, Traci, Dollie, Kathy, Leslie, and Shannon, and I will go ahead and leave their links down below. Thank you so much for watching, and if you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. Have a great day. Bye.